Hello boys and girls, it's Miss Swann again, and we're going to take another look at our story, One Plastic Bag, Isatou Ceesay and the Recycling Women of Gambia. Now remember, the author, that means the person who wrote the story, was Miranda Paul, and the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, was Elizabeth Zunan. Now when we read this story the last time, we were able to identify a problem that Isatou had. She had a problem with all of these plastic bags becoming trash all over the place in her village. And it also affected the goats in her village because those plastic bags were not allowing those goats to survive. That was a problem, and Isatou helped fix that problem. I wonder how that made Isatou feel. First seeing all of that trash, but then also being able to fix that problem. Let's see how she felt throughout this story. Isatou walked with her chin frozen. Fat raindrops pelt her bare arms. Remember, that means those raindrops are just hitting her arm over and over again. Her face hides in the shadow of a palm leaf basket, and her neck, it stings with every step because she's trying to keep that bag steady on her head. She doesn't want it to fall, and it's becoming so painful to keep that basket on top of her head. Warm scents of burning wood and bubbling peanut stew drift past. Her village is close now. She lifts her nose to catch that smell. You know what? That helps her feel a little bit better, smelling that wonderful aroma. She knows she's almost home. So if she could just take a few more steps, she'll be home very soon. The basket tips. Uh-oh. One fruit tumbles, then two, then 10. The basket breaks. Isatou kicks the dirt. Oh, Isatou does not seem very happy that this basket, she was so close to home, and it broke, and all of her fruit or vegetables fell onto the ground. Oh, she must be very angry right now. Oh, I hope she can find a way to calm down. Something silky dances past her eyes, softening her anger. Oh, just like that, she was distracted. That means her mind got past or stopped thinking about being upset and angry because she saw something silky going past her and she wasn't so angry anymore. It moves like a flag flapping in the wind and settles under a tamarind tree. Isatou slides the strange fabric through her fingers. She's very curious to find out, what is this? She's not familiar with it. She hasn't seen this before. And discovers that this thing, it can carry things inside. Oh, she's probably feeling so relieved because her basket just broke and now she's finding this bag that can carry all the things that she needs to take back to her village. She gathers her fruits in the bag. The basket, it's useless now. It can't help her anymore. She can't do anything else with this. She drops it knowing it will crumble and mix back into the dirt. She knows it's okay to drop this basket onto the ground because it's made out of a tree leaf. So she knows it's okay. It will become part of the earth again. 4 goats greet Isatou as grandmother Mbombe emerges from her kitchen hut. Remember, emerge means you're coming out of something. So she's coming out of her hut. Hurry in before the rain soaks your beautiful Mbumba. Remember, that is another word for dress. That is how they say Mbumba in Gambia. I'm sorry, dress in Gambia. Isatou scurries in because she doesn't want to get wet. And grandmother serves spicy rice and fish. Rain drums on the creaking aluminum roof. I broke your basket, Isatou confesses. Remember, if you're confessing something, you are telling someone something. And she was a little scared to let her grandmother know that she broke her basket. But I found this. Plastic? Grandmother frowns. Grandmother must not be happy about Isatou using this plastic bag. She probably is already knowing that this is not a good thing, that we keep using all of this plastic. There's more in the city. Day after day, Isatou watches neighbors tote their things in bright blue or black plastic bags. And when you're toting something, you're carrying it around. You're toting it around. Children slurp water and wanjo. Remember, that is a special type of drink that they drink in Gambia, from tiny holes poked in their clear bags. Market trays fill with mint teas wrapped in rainbows of plastic. And that's a yummy candy that they eat in Gambia. The colors are beautiful, she thinks. She swings her bag high. The handle breaks. One paper escapes, then 2, then 10. Oh, not again. I'm sure Isatou is thinking, this already happened with me in in my basket, and now it's happening with my plastic bag? Oh, this is so frustrating. Isatou shakes sand off her papers. Another plastic bag floats by, and she tucks her things inside. Well, one bag broke, but hey, here's another one it came right through the wind, and now she has another bag she could put her papers in. The torn bag, it's useless now. She drops it to the dirt, as everyone does. There's nowhere else to put it. I mean, where else can you put it? There's no trash cans around. Everyone else is putting it on the ground. Isn't that okay? Day after day, the bag she dropped is still there. One plastic bag becomes 2, then 10, then 100. Plastic isn't beautiful anymore, she thinks. Her feet step down a cleaner path, and the thought floats away. So Isatou, she's starting to notice that all this plastic isn't so beautiful anymore, even with all these different colors. So the way she was walking, she was about to walk onto all this plastic, but she finds a different path, and then she stops thinking about it. Years pass, and Isatou grows into a woman. She barely notices the ugliness growing around her until the ugliness finds its way to her. So right now, she wasn't really focusing on all those plastic bags. She saw it, but she didn't really pay too much of attention, and she didn't really notice how much of a problem it really was. She was kind of ignoring some of those plastic bags that she was seeing all around her village. That means she wasn't paying it much attention, and she didn't think about it very often. Isatou hears a goat crying and hurries towards her grandmother's house. Why is it tied up? Where are all the other goats? Remember before, the goats, they didn't have to be tied up. They were able to walk around freely. But now, this one has to be tied up. Inside, the butcher is speaking in a low voice. Many goats have been eating these. Look, he's holding a plastic bag, boys and girls. The bags twist around their insides, and the animals cannot survive. Now 3 of your goats and so many other goats in the village have died. Oh, I know that is so disappointing to hear and so sad. Grandmother Mbombe's powerful shoulders sag. Isatou must be strong and do something. But what? Boys and girls, Isatou's grandmother, she's so sad right now because 3 of her goats died. They couldn't survive eating those plastic bags. That's not good for them. They're not supposed to be eating those plastic bags. But it's mixed in with all the food that they eat, and they don't know any better. Oh, I know this is so disappointing for Isatou's grandmother and for Isatou. And Isatou wants to help her grandmother, but she doesn't know how. I hope she can figure something out. Isatou's feet lead her to old, ugly road. A pile of garbage stands as wide as her grandmother's cooking hut. Mosquitoes swarm near dirty pools of water alongside the pile. Smoke from burning plastic stings her nose. Her feet back away. Her feet back away because that smell is so strong and it smells so bad. It is not a wonderful aroma that she used to smell in her village. This is a bad smell. Goats scamper past. They just run past. And they forage through trash looking for food. Remember, if they're foraging through this pile of stuff to find food, they're trying to look through this to find something to eat. They're having such a difficult time because it's full of plastic. Oh, I hope they don't eat it. That is not going to be good for them. They can't survive eating that plastic. She knows too much to ignore it now. Isatou cannot ignore these plastic bags anymore because she knows it's hurting her village and it's hurting these animals. They can't survive eating these bags. Holding her breath, she plucks one plastic bag from the pile, then 2, then 10, then 100. What can we do? Isatou asked her friends. Let's wash them, says Fatim, pulling out Omo soap. Maram grabs a bucket and Inja fetches water from the well. Peggy finds clothespins and they clip the wash bags on the line. They don't know what they're going to do, but they're trying to figure it out as they go. They want to solve this problem. As the bags dry, Isatou watches her sister crochet. Can you teach me? Yes. Her sister shows Isatou the stitches, then hands her a metal tool. Isatou's fingers busy themselves. In, out, around. Jerry Jeff, which means thank you. Isatou finds a broomstick and carves her own tool from its wood. What's that for? Fatim asks. Isatou pauses. She and Peggy have an idea. But will their friends think it's crazy? Will the idea even work? Nervously, she explains the plan. Isatou is feeling nervous, which means she's not sure of herself. She's not feeling confident about this plan. She doesn't know if it will work. She doesn't know if people make fun of her. She's very nervous. Let's see what happens. One friend agrees to help. Then 2. Then 5. Oh, I know Isatou is feeling so relieved that these friends are going to help her with this plan. The women cut bags into strips and roll them into spools of plastic thread. Before long, they teach themselves how to crochet with this thread, with this plastic thread, because I don't think anyone has ever done this before. This is something new. I can't wait to see what they make with this new material. Naka Legebi, asked grandmother, which means, how is the work? Ndonka, answers Isatou, which means slow. Some people in the village laugh at us. Others call us dirty, but I believe what we are doing is good. So remember, Isatou, she was feeling nervous because she didn't think that people would understand what her big idea was to fix this problem. And some people are making fun of her, but she is determined to fix this problem. That means she's not going to give up. The women crochet by candlelight away from those who mock them. And remember, if someone's mocking you, they're making fun of you. They are not filling your bucket with nice words. Until morning comes, when they no longer work in secret. They finish this work. I'm sure they're feeling so proud of themselves right now. Fingers sore and blistered. They work so hard their fingers are hurting. Isatou hauls the recycled purses to the city. One person laughs at her, then 2, then 10. Oh, I know that Isatou, she might be feeling a little discouraged right now, boys and girls, because her and her friends worked all night to finish these purses, and when she took them to the village, people are laughing at her. That's not what you want to happen when you've worked so hard on something. But then, one woman lays dalasi coins on the table. Remember, dalasi is another word for money. That is how they use the word in Gambia. She chooses a purse and shows it to one friend, then 2, then 10. Soon, everyone wants one. You know what? Isatou was so determined, she didn't give up. When people laughed at her, that might have hurt her feelings, but that did not stop her from selling these purses. And now people are interested and they want to buy them. Isatou fills her own purse with dalasi. She zips it shut and rides home to tell her grandmother she has made enough money for a new goat. Oh, I know she is so proud to be able to help her grandmother buy a new goat because his other goats did not survive because they ate those plastic bags. So her grandmother only has one goat now, and before she had 4. She will be so relieved and elated to find out that her granddaughter could help her buy a new goat. When she passes by the pile of rubbish, remember rubbish is another word for trash, she smiles because it's smaller now. She tells herself, one day it will be gone and my home will be beautiful. She realizes she's helping this problem, and that is making her feel very proud of herself and all the work that her and her friends are doing to help her community, just like you boys and girls have learned how to help your community. And one day, it was beautiful. Look at her beautiful village. She was determined to fix this problem, and she did. And look, I don't see any plastic bags anywhere. She realized that she had to make a change to help these goats survive and to help her village survive. And look how beautiful it is now. Boys and girls, that was One Plastic Day. Isatou Ceesay and the Recycling Women of the Gambia. Remember, the author who wrote this story was Miranda Paul, and the illustrator, the person who drew the pictures, was Elizabeth Zunan. Boys and girls, now that we have finished reading One Plastic Bag, I want you to answer one question for me. How did Isatou feel when she found all these plastic bags affecting her village and the goats? Those goats were not able to survive with those plastic bags. How did that make her feel? And also, can you tell me, how did it make her feel when she did solve that problem? I would love to hear your answers, so please share them with me on your Flipgrid.